does metal mean to me? Well, I guess you could say it means everything because I've been doing this even before I started the band. I was listening to metal music, and they didn't even call it heavy metal yet in the 70s. We just knew it as hard rock or whatever, music. We didn't know what to call it, but so you could say it's my life. It's what I've done with my whole life. My whole life revolves around metal in some way, shape, or form. It pays my bills. It gives me, hours of enjoyment as a fan. It's creatively satisfying. It's everything. It's everything I do. Somehow is related to metal.
Metal to Kerry King it's fucking Slayer. But, it's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's one of the few genres of music that actually affects way people dress and their culture. There's not too many things like that. Punks like that. Metals like that.
Metal to me, I guess, is actually about the way you approach things, the way you see things. Because metal to me was something that was my entire world when I was growing up, when I was a kid, when I, picked up the guitar and whatever. And to me, metal stood for and should still be standing for finding your own way, being an individual, being the person you want to be. And if you want to go your own way and be, it doesn't matter if you're like everyone else or if you're not. It's just about finding who you are. That was what it meant to me. It was like, damn, you can actually just go about and do what the fuck you want and just, go at it with all the energy you got. And that's what metal is to me, energy and individuality.
Metal for us is a way to express ourselves. We don't play metal like it's not a sport for us, it's not a hobby, it's our life, you know what I mean? And we just express ourselves, and it's metal. We didn't choose to play metal, it came very naturally. And so we have that in our blood, I guess.
With metal music in general, I feel something I can compare to the ocean, for example. I love big waves, for example. I going to surf every day, and when I'm in front of a big wave, I can feel the same with metal. It's something come from the ground, something very essential, very strong, powerful, and I love the energy of this music.
Metal is beyond just being a genre. It's a lifestyle, and I think that's something that I feel has been missing from the US and the UK a little bit, and the fact that it's kind of looked at as, due to elements that exist in those countries, maybe not quite as serious as it should be. But thankfully in places like Europe, Australia, Japan, Scandinavia, all these places, that it's looked at as a lifestyle. It's not just a genre, but it's something so much more. And that's why festivals like this very festival we're at today can happen. Things like this, you wouldn't really see a metal festival like this where we come from. So that's why it's such a great time to be out over here, that it's beyond just a genre of music.
To me, metal has been my whole existence. It's what I finally found a place where I belonged and felt like I could offer something. And even though it wasn't the most popular thing, it was like a family. And the further and further I got into it, the more friends I made and the more people that I got to know that were a lot like me and enjoyed the same things and weren't necessarily wrapped up in sports or different, whatever other people get into. This was the thing that kind of keeps our heart pumping.
Everyone has different definitions of what metal is to them, and it's personal or whatnot. But to me, it's always been just sort of the outside, the mainstream kind of characters that gather at places like this. So this is metal.